watching SportsBeat.
Hey, welcome to a special championship edition of SportsBeat. I am live from the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, home of the Mountain West Conference Tournament Championship. The Utah State Aggies right now taking on San Diego State in that championship. And of course, the game is wrapping up right now. About 3 minutes left in the game, and the Aggies have a lead. I'll dig into that game here in a moment, but first, let's take a look back and show you how the Aggies got to this championship game here at the Mountain West Tournament.
21-12.
When you win a conference championship in the regular season, you go 15-3, and we started out conference play 1-2. So I think we've won 15 out of 16 now and 8 in a row. Like, you got to battle everything. You're battling sickness, you're battling travel, you're battling your body not feeling well, you're battling 6 of our 12 guys that dress being true freshmen, so they've never been here before. You battle all kinds of things.
If they hurry, Keita beating everyone down and throwing it down.
It's just a determined, hungry group that really wants to represent Utah State in a great fashion, and of course the Mountain West Conference in a great fashion.
5 seconds left. Merrill hits the three. Wide open. Brito three. Yes! Big shot. Great ball movement that time. Oh, not him. Wide open, and Merrill.
Diogo's been so big for us all year, but especially throughout this stretch run. So, you know, we have all the confidence in the world in him and in the rest of our team. And he was, like you said, he was awesome and huge for us in that second half. A couple big threes, a couple big steals, and that was big for us.
At the end of the day, you find a way to win. This is March Madness. You're going to get everybody's best shot because nobody wants to go home, and everybody kind of resets their record and resets their mindset and so on and so forth. So we're fortunate to pull out that victory.
The floor. Jensen side to B. Time from Brito.
Every day for us has been about let's keep getting better. Let's get better today in practice. Let's get better over the next 2 weeks. And that's what's exciting. We can still keep getting better. And that's what's been exciting. I think we've gotten better now than we were 3 weeks ago. And so, you know, sometimes when you have a 5.5-month season, some teams will just kind of flatline. And these guys have just showed this energy and this enthusiasm to come to the gym every day and let's keep getting better.
The Aggies took a double-digit lead, but right now there's about 3 minutes left in the game, and the Aggies are clinging to an 8-point lead. We'll try to show more from this game coming up later on in SportsBeat. Until then, let's check in on the Utah Jazz, who received some devastating news yesterday. Dante Exum, already missed 25 games with an ankle injury this year, is injured again, and this time it's serious. An MRI revealed Dante has a partially torn patellar tendon in his right knee. He's out indefinitely, the latest setback in a career plagued by injuries. His teammates tweeted out messages of support for Dante after the news broke. The Jazz, they must move forward without Dante Exum, and they'll do that tonight. They got to focus on winning games. They host the Brooklyn Nets tonight, 7 p.m. at Vivint Smart Home Arena. One of the biggest surprises in the NBA this season are the Nets. They are currently 6th in the Eastern Conference, right in the thick of that playoff race. And the Nets are not an opponent to take lightly. Of course, the way things have gone lately, the Jazz can't take anyone lightly as they battle for playoff positioning. After losing 3 of 4, the Jazz beat the Suns and Timberwolves and seem to be back on track. This is the last home game before a 4-game East Coast road trip that starts on Monday in D.C.
I think we just have to come up with that mindset every night. You know, I think that's we kind of got away from that in Memphis. We had it in New Orleans, got away from Memphis. You know, and I think it's a little bit of a wake up call, and we got right back to it. And I think we have to just continue the same mindset on defense and not let it falter in these upcoming games.
We got to come in focused, motivated, knowing that, you know, we playing for a playoff spot. They playing for a playoff spot too, so it's going to be a good game. But, you know, we got to come in focused and just ready to go from the jump.
A look at the standings shows the Jazz 3.5 games behind Houston for that 3rd spot, 3 games behind Portland for 4th, and a home court advantage in the playoffs. It's going to be tough to get back into that mix. There's more concern about staying ahead of the Spurs and Clippers, honestly. Just a half game separates those 3 teams. All right, the incident on Monday involving a fan and Russell Westbrook caused quite a stir, not just in Utah, but around the country. It was the talk on sports radio and a lot of sports shows, and caused a lot of debate as well about fan and player interaction. Then on Thursday, Gail Miller took an opportunity to address fans after the Utah Jazz did an investigation and made swift action banning that fan from the arena for life. And she delivered a strong message about fan behavior at Jazz games.
As the owner of the Utah Jazz, I feel it's important for me to take this opportunity to express some thoughts and concerns about the unfortunate event that happened Monday night. I am extremely disappointed that one of our, quote, fans conducted himself in such a way as to offend not only a guest in our arena, but also me personally, my family, our organization, the community, our players, and you as the best fans in the NBA. Everyone who comes here, visiting teams included, deserves the right and the expectation to be treated with dignity at all times. When bad incidents like Monday night happen, it not only affects the player it's directed at, it also affects our players. Other teams are not our enemies. They are our competition. My heartfelt request to all of you is that from this time forward, we all take pride in holding ourselves and those around us to the highest standard of decency. Use your energy cheering our team with your honest, sincere enthusiasm rather than degrading or demeaning players on the opposing team. No one wins when respect goes away. Let's be the supporting fans that our players know and deserve. Thank you, and go Jazz.
A strong message from Gail Miller and the Utah Jazz organization. Time for a break. When we come back, more from the Aggies. It's almost done here in Las Vegas. We'll keep you up to what's happening. All right, let's show you some Red Rocks. How about that? Let's visit them. The 6th-ranked Red Rocks closing out the regular season at 8th-ranked Georgia. Michaela Skinner wins the all-around with a 39.675, capped off with a near-perfect floor routine that earned a 9.975. McKenna Merrill-Giles finished second, just behind Skinner. She had a career-high 9.95 on the beam, but the Red Rocks fall short against the Bulldogs, losing 197.525 to 197.450. The Pac-12 championships are next Saturday at the Maverick Center. All right, we have to take another short break. When we come back, more madness in March. We know one team that's going dancing, how the BYU women's basketball team won another championship. We'll also check in on the Aggies. Welcome back to Las Vegas. We have breaking news. The Utah State Aggies are Mountain West Conference tournament champions. They beat the San Diego State Aztecs 64-57, their first Mountain West Conference tournament championship. We'll try to get out on the floor as soon as they will allow us and give you guys some coverage before the end of the show. Until then, let's move on to the BYU women's basketball team. They know they'll be playing next week. The NCAA selection show for the women's tournament will be held on Monday. They punched their ticket after winning the West Coast Conference tournament championship on Tuesday. Here's a look back at how they did it.
Paisley Johnson with a step-back three, and she nails it.
Well, keep an eye on Johnson right there.
Came here to win it, and another long-range bomb nailed by Chase. Oh, and the answer by Gonzalez.
And that's what BYU will do to you.
Moody hammers that one down. The line drive three going through. Gonzalez, the step-back jumper is true. Chase with the answer. She has been fabulous shooting the basketball here today. Her 6th made three.
That three ball has just been an answer for BYU.
And they tie their season high now, 12 made threes. to it is Chase, her 7th made 3 of the game. BYU is your WCC tournament champion.
You know, both of us, we compete against each other. This is not just a game. I mean, every game we play them, it's a competitive, tough game.
I told Juddy that obviously there's something I needed to prove, and I wanted to come out here and do that, and not only like get a tournament championship, but also show the conference the type of player I can be.
Utah Valley's run at the WAC tournament came up a couple wins short. They lost in the semifinals, but a surprise development for the Wolverines this season was the emergence of big man Richard Harward. The Orem High grad was key in the Wolverines' quarterfinal win against Kansas City. He had 15 points and 8 rebounds off the bench.
I got Rich here, who had a huge game down the stretch, made unbelievable plays for us, that hadn't played a game till midway through the season. It sat for a year and a half, and then just came in a large sense, saved our season when we were in trouble.
He's one of our guys who, if there's a ball and he gets his hand on it, he's going to come up with it. Coach was talking about how we need to get to the offensive glass at halftime, and Richard did a really good job at that, getting offensive rebounds and putbacks and ones, and also defensive rebounds. He got every rebound, so I don't know how many rebounds he got, but I mean, Richard's just huge. I know that when he's in the game, we're going to get the rebound, and that's huge for us.
I know it's about halftime. Pope was talking about how it comes down to guts, and it comes down to like those energy plays. And then I know when I came in, I realized we were down with, I forgot what point in the game it was. I just realized someone needed to get some energy, so I just focused on getting rebounds, and that was just the point I realized I had to step up.
You know, you find me another player in college basketball that sat for a year and a half and felt like there was no chance he was going to break through on a roster, and didn't talk about leaving, didn't talk about quitting, came every single day and worked his tail off and supported his team and focused on getting better, even when it looked like there wasn't any hope. When you have young people that will have those type of insides, this is the result you get. And it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that he stepped up big again for us, because that's what he's made of. He's got incredibly special insides. It's pretty great.
Welcome back. This is live at the Thomas and Mack Center. You can see the scene out here on the floor. Utah State Aggie fans have taken over Las Vegas. The Aggies are Mountain West Conference tournament champions. They've allowed all the fans down here on the field, on the court, and now we have players cutting down the nets on the other end of the court. What an incredible season for the Utah State Aggies. Remember, they were picked to finish 9th in the Mountain West Conference. New head coach Craig Smith took this team and turned them into a winner very quickly. They were co-champs of the regular season, and then they come here to Las Vegas and they take care of business. They struggled in the first game against the New Mexico Lobos, committed 24 turnovers, but still found a way to win that game. Then they just dominated Fresno State in the semifinal, and it set up a matchup against the San Diego State Aztecs, a team that beat Nevada in the semifinals. And the Utah State Aggies would not be denied. They took care of business here against the Aztecs. It was close in the first half. They were only up 34-32 in the first half, but they ended up dominating the second half. A 13-0 run allowed them to do that. So you can see the players down there cutting down the nets. The Utah State Aggies are Mountain West Conference tournament champs. One of the most improbable stories I've covered here since I've been covering sports in the state of Utah. This team was not supposed to be doing this, and yet here they are. They are definitely going to the Mountain West Conference tournament. They have clinched an automatic berth in the tournament. Aggie fans taking in this moment and enjoying it. Again, Utah State, the Mountain West Conference tournament champions. The band's playing, the fans are enjoying this, and Aggie fans are going to enjoy this for quite a long time. Tomorrow we'll find out where the Aggies are going and who they will play in the NCAA tournament, but we do know this. They are going to the big dance for the first time in 8 years. 2011, the last time they were in the NCAA tournament. And this team looks primed and ready to go out and win a game in that tournament. They were very impressive this week. They've been very impressive the last 2 months of the season, and they certainly belong. So we'll see if they can make some noise in the NCAA tournament. Enjoy this, Aggie fans. Here you go. We'll leave you with this. So long, everyone.
You don't go up soft. Convey's deep enough. Oh, killer step back. Oh! Look at the pass. Mitchell almost at half court, but right to Gobert.
Was big in the third. Donovan trying to take this over. Wow. The Jazz have allowed the Suns just 14 points. Donovan. Nice. What a follow-through three. The pass to Faze.
Oh, the back.
Joe.
I like it.
Little ping pong action
right
there.
That? It's always Ingles the favors, and they just reverse. Oh, nice pass.
He finds Korver back inside big man. Rolling home and a bucket. Oh, what a beautiful play. Bang, bang, Kyle to Gobert.
Another assist.
February. Space. Nice pass. Donovan to Favors and Ayton, but he really dominated, and Rudy flirted with a 20.
Yeah, he showed, who the boss is right now, at least. And Gobert had his way. Favors had his way.
I always find it funny, and nothing against you when people ask, what's our goal? It's the same goal as everyone. It's the same goal as Phoenix. It's the same goal as Golden State. It's the same goal that we have. We want to win the championship.
No one wins when respect goes away. Let's be the supporting fans that our players know and deserve. Thank you, and go Jazz.
Donovan drives baseline. Oh! Highlight City! Ingles on a drive. There's that high floater. Oh! Put it!
Have open shots.
Lob. Oh, Joe!
Seriously,
next up, Brooke.